Now open, we have an ample agenda. This is not going to be a night for public comment, but there will be time to get on the agenda for the public if they want to make public comment at a later meeting.
Right, time is ready, so our service level is open. But the statement,
We're back on board here. I see that our public access channel is on, but we're still here discussing important issue is the River District Park and Marine and Lost Creek Park discussion with the representative of Swiss Bay. It's my understanding that we had a task force that was comprised of Mr. White and Sabrina Bengal and Vic Taylor, and they all had a meeting last Thursday, which I wanted to attend, so I was sick. And so, Mr. White, I'm going to turn this one over to you and for opening remarks and direction.
Again, I'd like to say good evening. I'm scuffling down and pop my bag open for paperwork dealing with that meeting that we had. The meeting that we had with Swiss Bay representation, that y'all gave an outstanding representation. The meeting went well. There was a lot of questions asked. There was a lot of things that we were trying to get to. A lot of things that we want to get to try to solve. So at it stand, everything's up. Kind of straight wall, 50-50. Right now we're trying to figure out how we can smooth it out a little better. I like a lot of things that were mentioned in the meeting. I believe that 75%. I believe 100%. The other stuff I really don't know much about. It's all about the city is mostly about money, finance, and who's going to be in charge and how things will be handled. So as it stands, we have a larger house tonight. I would like people to be able to give all the input that they want to give. It's not me, I guess. But as it stands right now, I'd like to y'all like to start off with, the ladies first. I'd like for her to go back to whatever issues or whatever explain to us about the city.
Thank you. We appreciate this opportunity, and we appreciate being here, and you all for your interest in this project. We did meet last week with a number of the aldermen, including actually Alderman Johnny Ray Kinsey, and I'm sorry. To talk about this project, we have a presentation. Oh, all right, good. It's on here. That I think will really provide an overview that will give you a real understanding of the project. This project has been in the works for
Issues raised at the actual meeting.
The issues raised were security, insurance, sewer, and some bathroom facilities. Maybe about 6 items. Those were some of the issues that were asked. I had some of them written down. I'm quite sure each one of y'all who mentioned that were there some issues that we know some of the things we talked about. Basically, our security, and we were trying to figure out that had been a point that we had talked about. So we were not that one. The other dealing with is insurance. And we started off with the issue of who was totally going to be responsible for it.
In the city, in my ward, we was going to pave some roads, and due to the budget, I can't get my streets paved. And we got leaking streets with pipes busted. I don't think that's a priority to me. This is just me speaking, in my ward. I'm looking at priorities, and from what I'm hearing, Mr. Bengal saying, and the other members saying that We like the project. It's a very good thing, but we as a city cannot take that on. That's a large undertaking for us to take on.
All right, Mr. Booker?
Yeah.
We can move forward.
So, I mean, that's it. We
So
just,
we can notify the marine fisheries that the city has supported or moving forward as far as the department or any of that, we can talk about that later.
yeah, as far as whatever's going on, just, that's why I wanted to limit the scope. And if you guys get us the language, but if it's based on specifically what we just talked about here and that limited scope, I don't see the board having a problem with it. And to go along with that, Dan, I think you're right. And I think you're right that while the MSD, and I've explained this to you before, while the MSD is in the TDA are providing money for it, the piece of land right up there does belong to the city. And just like I told Susan Thomas when she was sitting there with the Swiss Bear, we're in a time when we have to think outside the box. Putting up, like gutting the value of a piece of land when we have other options does not seem like it's the maximum use of your money. I mean, you have a fiduciary duty to the taxpayers in your district, to the MSD, and you have a fiduciary duty to the TDA to utilize their funds to the maximum.
We spent in other ways that would not.
Correct. And just like we're holding every other agency accountable that comes through here, we held the Swiss Bear accountable numerous times, and we've held anybody who's going to be using city property accountable. I think that this is the first time it's really come up for debate in front of the board. I think this is a work session. It's exactly what we should be doing in a work
I just want
session.
to make sure I'm taking a clear message.
And the clear message, it seems to me, is that please just, you've explored this option. What I would suggest is that there's a potential for a synergy here. It may or may not work. What I would suggest to the theater is if your board is truly going, I mean, what I've heard, and just to be honest, what I've heard is your board's disorganized and couldn't get things done. That's just what I've heard. If your board is interested and they want to do it in a timely fashion, be respectful of Ms. Bengal and the time that these guys have done, get together a proposal, talk to Ms. Bengal, because she can make things happen, and see if we can't come to some agreement and then present it. It's just one more idea of being fiscally